Hi all, good afternoon, welcome to our channel. So today we will talk about the DNS explanation, queries and records. So what is DNS? What kind of query we have in DNS and what kind of records we have in DNS. The first is DNS, domain name system. It's also called domain name server. It's basically help us to translate human readable URLs or web portals or the host name to the IP addresses where exactly that particular service is hosted. So it is essentially called up by phone book as well, allowing user to access website and services without needing to remember numerical addresses. So it's very difficult to remember the IP addresses. So it's very easy to remember the URL, basically the host name, you can say. So again, one URL could have multiple IP addresses as well. Let's say we are talking about google.com or yahoo.com. So all these having multiple IP addresses. Then we have key component of the DNS. The first one is the DNS client, where exactly we are trying to resolve the URL that it could be our browser or it could be our mobile phone. The next one is the DNS recursive resolver. It basically queries multiple DNS server on behalf of the client to resolve the domain server. Recursive is basically type of query. So later on we will talk about on this as well. Then we have a top level domain server TLD. So it's manage domain under a specific top level domain, let's say .com, .org, .in, .edu, returning the IP address of the authoritative server. It basically help us to provide the IP address of authoritative server where exactly that particular service is hosted. Then we have authoritative DNS server where exactly the DNS server DNS zone is hosted. So DNS zone we will talk about later on. Type of DNS queries: the recursive query and the iterative query. The recursive query, basically the client send a request to the DNS resolver, which then complete the query by querying other DNS servers. The resolver handles all the intermediate queries so that client receive either the correct IP address or an error. Let's say we are just typing google.com. If the DNS server is hosted this google.com, then it provides the IP addresses. Otherwise, what it will say, it will give us the error. It does not exist, kind of. Then we have iterative query. The DNS resolver respond with the best answer it has. If it doesn't have the exact IP address, it return the address of the another DNS server, typically one closer to the authoritative source.